The What Works Clearinghouse's Providing Reading Interventions for Students in Grades 4 through 9 practice guide provides evidence-based recommendations for supporting students' reading and writing development in intervention settings. In this video, I will demonstrate teaching and explicitly modeling how to find clues in the surrounding sentences to help students determine the meanings of words they do not understand. This practice is part of Recommendation 3, Part A, Build Students' World and Word Knowledge so they can make sense of the text. Throughout the video, notice that I teach and explicitly model how to find clues in the surrounding sentences to help students determine the meanings of words they do not understand, and guide students to use context to derive the meaning of unknown words. So sometimes when we're reading, we're going to come across tricky words that we're not really sure what they mean in our passage. So sometimes, even though we've learned some essential words ahead of time, there's still going to be tricky words in our text, and we need a strategy for figuring out what those words mean. One strategy is we can try to look at the context surrounding the tricky word. So I have 3 steps for how we can do this. First is that when we come to that unknown tricky word, we need to mark it in some way. So we can highlight it, we can underline it. Second is we're going to reread the sentence that the unknown word is in and look for clues in that word. So this could be a synonym of the word. It could be a definition of the word that's embedded in that sentence. If that doesn't work, my third step is I can reread the surrounding sentences. So I can reread the sentence before, I can reread the sentences after, and I can look for clues in those surrounding sentences. These might be examples of the word that give me more information about what that word might be about. So watch me as I do this. So read along with me. The first passage on our paper is called King Tut's Tomb. I'm going to kind of model this 3-step process for us, okay? So in 1922, Howard Carter and his crew found King Tut's tomb. Many archaeologists searched for the tomb, but Carter and his team were the first to find it. They came across many obstacles while trying to find the tomb. I'm going to stop. That word obstacles in this passage is really confusing to me. I usually think of obstacles like an obstacle course, but I don't think they had an obstacle course like in this tomb. So I'm going to try to figure out what that means using this 3-step process. So first, I highlighted the word, obstacles. Second, I'm going to reread the sentence that obstacles that word is in. They came across many obstacles while trying to find the tomb. That doesn't give me any more information. There's no synonym, there's no definition. So now I'm going to go to step 3 and read the surrounding sentences. Many archaeologists searched the tomb, but Carter and his team were the first to find it. They came across many obstacles while trying to find the tomb. One was that the daily temperature reached as high as 120 degrees. Okay, that gives me some more information, right? 120 degrees is really hot. And I know if something's that hot, I'm not going to want to keep going and keep searching and keep working. Another was that the tomb was in the desert where nothing grows and there is nothing to protect the people from extremely hot sun. So it's hot, they have no shade. This is going to make things really difficult. To make things worse, there was a lot of sand and rock around the tomb that were difficult to remove because the summer sun made them very hot to touch. So a lot of sand and a lot of rock that they're going to have to climb on. So these clues in the surrounding sentences, they kind of tell me that this word obstacles in this sentence probably means that something's very difficult. It's something that's making their job really tough to do, okay? So now I want you guys to read the second passage that we have on the bottom called Seabirds. And if you come to a tricky unknown word, this might be a word that you're able to read, but you're kind of thinking in your head, like, I don't really know what that means in this passage. I want you to stop and use these 3 steps. Mark the word, reread the sentence the word is in, and then if that doesn't work, reread the sentences surrounding that unknown word, okay? Whenever you're ready, you can begin reading.
Seabirds or marine birds spend most of the time at sea. They also live on remote islands in the ocean.
So I'm going to stop you for a second. So this word remote is kind of a tricky word. Can you use context maybe to figure out what this word remote? So let's go through our steps. First is highlight the word. Okay. Second, let's reread the sentence and see if there's an embedded definition or a synonym, a word that means the same.
They also live on remote islands in the ocean.
Is there a definition in there or a synonym? No. So step 3, Reread the surrounding sentences, the sentence before and the sentences after.
Seabirds or marine birds spend most time at sea. They also live on remote islands in the ocean. There are no humans or animals on the ocean or nearby.
Okay. Are there any clues in that sentence that might tell you what remote means?
That there's nothing on the island.
There's nothing on the island. Can you highlight in that sentence where it told you that? So what do we think that word? Let's keep going. Let's read the next sentence, see if we can learn anything more.
The island is so far away that it is a place where the birds can rest, build their nests, and incubate their eggs. This is one reason why seabirds have survived for 60 million years.
Okay, so is there anything else that tells you what this word remote might be in those other sentences?
Not that I can see.
Okay, and that sometimes happens. So we know that a remote island is where no humans or animals live, right? So that kind of gives us a definition of that. So I also saw this word incubate. Let's highlight that word. And I like how you broke it up when you were reading it, you broke it up into its parts. So as we're trying to figure out what this word is, we can also use that other strategy we've talked about breaking a word into its smaller parts. So I know this part in means like inside or on something.